Hi, my name is Danae Heisler, and I will be doing my project or presentation on pantothenic acid. Um, a little bit about pantothenic acid. It is also known as one of the B vitamins, vitamin B6 to be exact. It is essential to all forms of life, so it is very important in the B vitamin category. It is water soluble, and supplementation is typically not necessary for this vitamin, and this is just because it is found all over the place in many different types of foods, which will be later explained. So some of the functions of pantothenic acid or the main function, I guess, is the cofactor. It is the cofactor for about 150 reactions in the body. So these functions are what regulates the metabolism of a variety of things, including glucose, lipids, amino acids, DNA, and neurotransmitters. Another function is that it can act as an antioxidant. It is not in the class of an antioxidant, but with some of its capabilities, it pushes to help antioxidants. So it can serve that functions while still not being specifically an antioxidant. So moving on to the recommended dietary allowance of vitamin B6. With that, you can see on the table the different values for RDAs for vitamin B6, but most adults and children in the United States are consuming the correct amounts of vitamin B6. As said earlier, it's again because of the different kinds of foods all over the place that it is located in. So with that, the average intakes is in women 1.5 milligrams per day and in men 2.5 milligrams per day. And this is all according to an analysis of data from the 2003 to 2004 National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. So just to give a couple examples, the RDAs for vitamin B6 is 1.3 in male and female from 19 to 50 years old, so your typical adult. As you age, it increases. So in males of 51 years or above, it is 1.7 milligrams per day, and 1.5 for females that are 51 or above. There's also for women, pregnancy or breastfeeding, it goes up. With pregnancy, it's 1.9 milligrams per day and 2.0 milligrams for lactation. So that's it for the recommended dietary allowance of vitamin 6. So that moves us along to toxicity and deficiency. So with toxicity, it was kind of hard for me to find the tolerable upper intake levels for vitamin B6, and this is because the symptoms are not that severe compared to other toxicity levels of different vitamins. But I ended up being able to find it, and it can still be, it's kind of considered not 100%, but that's when these symptoms start to arise, which includes heartburn, nausea, and diarrhea. So for example, the average adult 19 plus years in males is 100 milligrams per day, and the same for females with 100 milligrams per day, which moves us along to a deficiency of vitamin B6. It's a lot more serious than toxicity. So the recommended dose for people with a deficiency of vitamin B6 is typical adults is 5 milligrams per day, pregnant women 6 milligrams per day, and breastfeeding women 7 milligrams per day. And some of the symptoms of a deficiency of vitamin B6 includes a weakened immune system and its functions, depression, and confusion. So this is the direct link of depression and confusion is to the nervous system. In some very severe cases where it is clinically prescribed over, I believe I remember seeing a 10-month period, there can be an increased risk for loss of some motor control and or muscle spasms. So then moving along to immunity. So vitamin B6 plays a key role with white blood cells, and they are maintained by vitamin B6. So this is there to help with the suppression of oxidative stress from viral infections. So with that being said, COVID being a viral infection, it cannot prevent COVID, but it will help reduce the severity of the symptoms of COVID. Then finally, I am reaching to foods containing pantothenic acid, and as you can see from the list described as Table 2, selected food sources of vitamin B6, it's all over the place with many types of foods, different categories, with carbs, proteins, and your lipids. So this is what helps with everyone being able to get the recommended amount. Some of the richest sources of pantothenic acid or vitamin B6 is beef liver, potatoes or starchy vegetables, and fruits that are non-citrus. So that will be obviously your beef liver. 3 ounces is going to contain 0.9 milligrams per serving. Then you have like a banana for one of those non-citrus fruits, and that will contain, if I'm looking correctly, 0.4 milligrams per serving, and then potatoes is 0.4 as well per serving. So as you can see with the variety of foods, it is an easy vitamin to get naturally and typically will not need the supplementation. And finally, I reach my citation page, and thank you so much for listening.